No beam tonight in Sacramento. The Kings fall to the Thunder, 132 to 101. Hey, welcome in to Toyota Postgame Live. Morgan Ragan, Deuce Mason. We're here to talk about this. It wasn't fun. It's never fun losing like that.
No, it was. I mean, the first quarter, I wish you could have bottled that up and enjoyed it for a second because it was so fun in the first quarter. But ultimately, I mean, the Kings got absolutely destroyed.
Yep.
Second quarter on, and it comes down to defense. First, let me take a pause.
Okay.
Let's all acknowledge OKC's a really good team. There's no shame in losing to Oklahoma City, okay?
Defending
they are
champs.
9-1.
All the things.
They were coming off a loss to Portland the other night. But, I mean, the defense tonight was not good. 60 points in the paint for Oklahoma City in this game tonight. They couldn't stop Hartenstein because of the lack of size that Sacramento had. That two big lineup we talked about with Chet and Hartenstein, so effective. SGA did his thing, especially in the third quarter, and the Kings had no answer whatsoever.
They didn't have an answer, and it was tough because it's an NBA Cup game, you know, different energy in the building. You saw fans starting to leave during that fourth quarter, but you saw a free throw being missed there at the end, and you still heard this wall of people back here rooting on that second free throw to be missed. They were about to get free pizza. No.
They couldn't even get that tonight.
They couldn't even get the free pizza. But you're exactly right, Deuce. When you look down the line for the OKC Thunder, this matchup as a whole against the Sacramento Kings, it's not just because the Kings were missing Domas out there. Sure, it's a big factor. Obviously, if Keegan was back in, it's a different conversation that we're having right now. But overall, it just felt like a lot of clunkiness again after we saw a good flow, not only in that last game, in that win over the Dubs, but even in this first quarter. It felt like the assist numbers were high, and I think I even heard Katie on the broadcast say that there was only 10 assists in that second half by the Sacramento Kings. So the offense wasn't as fluid, the ball wasn't flowing, and also OKC just was knocking down all their shots as well.
And you can get fooled into thinking things look a little better when you're knocking down shots.
Yeah.
The Kings, to start that first quarter, they were hitting a lot of three-point shots, right?
Oh, it was
They were
fun.
11 of 22 from three in the first half. They end up in this game 13 of 35.
Oh, no.
Right? Like,
Oh, Deuce, I have a different number from three.
what do you have?
I have 15 of 40.
Okay, you're right. I misread it. My point, I was looking at OKC's. Thanks.
Yeah!
Let me start that again. Hey, this isn't live, right? Rewind that.
Okay.
11 of 22 in the first half. They end up 15 of 40 in the game. They only hit four more threes the rest of the game. So the point is, the three-point shooting can make you believe things are a little better than it really is. And the problem was you can't guard. And here's the other issue.
Yeah.
We're talking about not being able to guard the perimeter and OKC getting in the paint with ease.
Oh, my.
And I'm looking at the bench, and Keon Ellis is chilling. I didn't see Keon Ellis enter this game until the fourth quarter. This is someone that is an impactful defender who has been an impactful defender in the NBA the last few years. He leads the team, the team right now in deflections per game, 3.4 deflections per game.
Ooh.
He has 27 deflections on the season. He's leading the team in steals, and he's not out there.
Let's discuss this topic because you're exactly right. You and I are looking back and forth at each other. I know sometimes there's moments when you're just like, man, I want Keon in there, or like for a shooting ability and obviously what he can bring on the defensive end. Tonight, it was, is he okay? Is something wrong? Why isn't he going into the game? What's happening? And then when he did go in the game, it just felt so late. He ended up playing 12 minutes like you had mentioned, but they were lacking so much perimeter pressure. Just because there were 60 points in the paint, it's not like, oh man, they didn't have Domas in there tonight. No, it's because there was no resistance, zero resistance. And the fact that Keon Ellis wasn't playing, it wasn't part of that perimeter pressure was interesting to me because you're exactly right. That there was no sign of good perimeter pressure throughout tonight's game.
Yeah, 60 points in the paint allowed. Let me say that again, 60 points in the paint.
One more time.
And then, of course, OKC got it going from downtown in the second half, much more effective from beyond the arc. But Keon not playing. And then I thought the other guy, Nick Clifford, in that first quarter, I felt like the young guys really impacted things. I know we're going to break that down a little bit later, dive deeper, but he did a really good job on SGA. I know Nate Clifford's not shutting down SGA, but what I do know is he made him pick up his dribble a few times. He was physical. He used his length and athleticism against him, made life more challenging. That's what you need. And then you see Nick play the first 2 minutes of the second quarter, and he doesn't come back in the first half. So I just think there are opportunities to find more minutes for guys like Keon and Nick, and understand it's going to take sacrifice. This is what happens. You have a guard-heavy team at the moment. How do you tweak the rotation to make sure the defenders are in there? Because this is what we're talking about. We're trying to build a defensive culture. I need guys who can guard out there. You
talked about Nick on SGA. Let's talk a little bit more about SGA, because he finished with a 30-point game. He was 12 of 20 from the field, 2 of 6 from beyond the arc. Hey, only 4 free throw attempts. We love to see that. It felt like guys were being physical with him early on. Deuce, this guy gets to his spots. He reads defenses perfectly. He knows what's being thrown at him. He knows exactly how much distance he has when someone is putting a hand up.
Yeah, and I don't want to hear anybody go, oh, he's a foul merchant. If you watch him, especially this year, this guy is doing what you just said. He gets to his spots. The game is so slow for him. A 30-point game. He goes to the line how many times? You say 4? So in 2 games against the Kings this season, in 2 games, he has shot 6 free throws. He had another game where he shot just 2 free throws. He has been tremendous. In that third quarter, when OKC really blew this game open, he had 15 points. He didn't miss a shot. It was tremendous. So, yeah, I mean, it was an MVP performance. And unfortunately, with someone like him, it's just tough to slow down in general. But you have to always think of ways, what can you do against him?
Yeah, and I think the what can you do at times is exactly what we were talking about, especially with even Nick Clifford.
It's throwing different looks at him,
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And it's not just like, oh, throwing some different doubles. It's throwing different types of personnel his way, whether it's Nick, Keon, whoever else.
Yeah, because he still does have to think twice when he looks at everything, and especially those defenses. The second quarter for the Sacramento Kings. Take a look at the team comparison in that second quarter. 40 points for OKC. So the second quarter started okay, and then it ended terribly going into that half.
24 points in the paint allowed.
Yeah.
24-8 points in the paint. And just dominated on the glass. And, you know, we talk about the size that OKC can play. It's not only, you know, with Chad and Isaiah, it's you bring in Jalen Williams. They can also go small. This is a... This is no surprise here. The champs are really, really good. And even though they're not 100% right now, right? Like Jalen Williams hasn't played a game this year.
Yeah.
You know, Chet's missed time. Caruso's missed time.
No Wiggins tonight.
No Wiggins tonight. He put 40 on the Kings' head last year in OKC. So they have so many guys who come out there and they play the right way. They can all guard. They can all switch. They can all pass. They can all shoot. It's an impressive bunch.
Yeah, but I felt like when the Kings did have that stretch, when they had that other unit in and things were looking good, I was just surprised that the Kings weren't going to play around with that a little bit more. I mean, the crowd was into it. It felt like the team was into it. I understand you have a roster full of veterans and people that make a lot of money that sometimes you're like, look, these guys have to play. This is what we have to do. But I also feel like there's a feel of the game, and you just flow with whatever's working. Zach LaVine came back tonight, and he played 29 minutes in this game. So
he had 9 points tonight, too. And, you know, he's been dealing with the lower back tightness, and he had some foul issues in this game. But yeah, I think that's what we talked about. Like, we've spent time on the podcast, on this show, talking about it, is when you add this offseason, you add Schroeder, and then you add Westbrook, and you still have Devin Carter, and you still have Zach LaVine. You got Keon Ellis. You got Nick Clifford. You got Malik Monk. We're going to have moments where we're here after shows going, oh, man, that guy didn't get much run tonight.
Yeah.
And the example tonight was Keon Ellis.
Yeah.
And so that's the juggling that Doug Christie has to do. And it's tough to figure out, all right, what are the rotations that make sense? I was super encouraged by some of the young guys tonight, just getting opportunities, even Precious Achua getting out there, seeing some new lineups that we haven't seen before, and they did some nice things.
Max Reno, 10 rebounds, 8 points for him.
Wow.
Let's take a look at the NBA Cup standings now that the Kings fall to OKC. They're 0-1 in the West Group A.
All right.
Yeah, Minnesota with the dub.
Minnesota come to town on Sunday.
Yeah.
But that's not an NBA Cup game.
Yeah, no, not in
Sorry.
Get out of here. We're only talking NBA Cup games right now. Yeah, but there you go. There's the standings there. I mean, it's early on and everything. There's still a chance.
But the point differential in some of those, it's crazy.
Oh, that's
insane.
a good point.
Yeah.
Even though I didn't forget that, but I always just take
it's on the
second.
screen, but
yeah,
for
no,
sure.
thank you for that. Let's follow the magic presented by Humboldt, because there was an exciting moment in that second quarter from Drew Eubanks. He had a good game. He finished with 16 points in that jam right there from Russ. What?
16 points. That was a nasty play. The Euro step to Eubanks. I don't even know how Russ saw him.
He's running the floor.
Turned around, running the floor.
Down the
to
lane.
the trailer. Boom, jam it home.
And then we don't look at the next possession. Isaiah Hartenstein jams on his head.
You know what, though? I don't get mad when guys get jammed on. Why?
With you.
Because they're going to go block the shot.
Yes.
So, no, I'm cool with that.
No.
Yeah, Hartenstein got him on that next play. I mean, this thing with Eubanks tonight, and this is not all on him. He was a beneficiary of getting set up a lot by Russ and the guards, and he finished at the rim. Great. Drew Eubanks had 1 rebound tonight.
Oh, my.
So Isaiah Hartenstein had 19. Yeah, the rebounding from the bigs, from everyone's got to be important. I think the rebounding ended up being in favor dramatically by OKC, 52-38. It wasn't the case early on. The Kings were doing a great job on the glass, but it fell apart as this game went on.
It totally did. And I wonder what that was, because I felt like there was this different type of focus and effort, even with the focus, when it came to the willingness to crash the boards or to take that extra step to be in help, to be in the right place at the right time. Like, you felt that energy of understanding that. What?
You've got Eubanks defending the pick and roll, and he's out maybe on the perimeter potentially, especially when bigs can pop out at times. And then who is rebounding underneath the basket? The problem is you have guys like Zach LaVine playing the 4 sometimes.
Yeah.
Zach LaVine, some of his fouls tonight is because he was trying to deal with Isaiah Hartenstein.
Yeah, it was tough.
What world should Zach LaVine be on him? It's just the matchups are just challenging. DeMar DeRozan, he's not the biggest guy. You just have more size on OKC, more athleticism that was playing.
Well, it's the world we live in right now, Deuce Mason. Kings fall to the Thunder, 132-101. When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more about Russell Westbrook, what he did tonight.
The rookies.
And the rookies when we come back.
Toyota Kings Postgame Live is presented by Toyota. Class-leading MPG and more hybrid models than any other brand. Toyota. Let's go places.